เอาละครับทุกท่านครับก็จะเข้าสู่เซสชัน2นะครับก่อนเข้าถึงเซสชัน2ก็ขอย้ำเตือนนิดนะครับว่าที่เราเคยประกาศว่าเราจะรับนะครับเรียงความนะครับอย่าลืมนะครับเรายังมีเวลาจนถึงวันที่21นะครับเพื่อจะทำเรียงความเรากำหนดไว้เบื้องต้นว่าเราจะจัดหลักสูตรฝึกอบรมทางด้านPowerPoint Presentation สำหรับท่านที่จะต้องนะครับมีการนำเสนองานไม่ว่าจากเรื่องของการประชุมทางวิชาการนะครับการนำเสนอในเวทีต่างประเทศต่างๆนะครับเราจะจัดแบบ Intensive Course รับแค่15คนนะฮะถ้าท่านเป็น1ใน5ที่ได้รับการพิจารณาว่าเรียนความของท่านมีความน่าสนใจนะครับแล้วก็ตอบโจทย์นะครับท่านก็จะได้เข้าเรียนโดยอัตโนมัติเลยถ้าท่านประสงค์จะเรียนในหลักสูตรนี้นะครับยังเปิดรออยู่พร้อมกับเป้สวยๆนะครับก็อันดับต่อไปนะครับแขกรับเชิญของเราก็มาพร้อมแล้วคุณจาโรสลอบาเตอร์นะครับซึ่งเขาก็เป็นเจ้าหน้าที่ป่าไม้จากประเทศโปแลนด์นะครับเคยเข้ามาเยี่ยมชมพืชป่าไม้บ้านเรานะครับเมื่อประมาณ2ปีที่แล้วนะฮะแล้วก็โปแลนด์ก็เป็นประเทศที่อยู่ในยุโรปนะครับคนส่วนใหญ่ก็มีพื้นฐานนะครับทางด้านวิชาการดีมากจะเห็นว่าเขาได้รางวัลโนเบลต่างๆนะครับนักดนตรีระดับโลกก็อยู่ที่โปแลนด์ทั้งนั้นนอกจากนั้นเขาก็ยังมีภูมิประเทศบ้านเมืองนะครับวัฒนธรรมที่สวยสดงดงามนะครับเดี๋ยวลองดูนะครับว่าเขาจะมีอะไรมานำเสนอแล้วก็เช่นเคยนะครับกระตุ้นให้มีการซักถามเยอะๆนะครับเพราะโอกาสนี้หาไม่ได้ง่ายๆนะครับหรือว่าท่านที่ยังมีโอกาสไม่มากในการที่จะเดินทางไปร่วมประชุมต่างประเทศก็จะเป็นเวทีฝึกที่อย่างดีนะครับเดี๋ยวจะขอนำเข้าสู่เซสชันเลยนะครับ Hello Mr. Jaroslaw Bator are you ready Hello Mr. Bator can you hear me Helloผมเห็นเขาเข้ามาแล้วนะครับเมื่อสักครู่
1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 can you hear me now
Yes I can hear you very clearly
perfect okay sorry
It's
there was
okay.
a small problem with microphone okay but it's okay
It's okay now. Thank you very much for joining us today, and we are very appreciate for your devoting your time to talk to our student in the class. You may join a little bit of our class today, and you will see that the people here is more than 140 participants and very eagerly to listen to your talk. Okay, from now on, I will pass the floor to you. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much for the introduction, and I'm very pleased to be here and have this opportunity to have a speech and to say a few words about myself and my country where I live, where I come from. I mean Poland, and the only one thing is that you have many classes in English, so I hope it's late in your country and you are not tired enough, and you will be you will cope, you will deal with my speech. I want to say at the beginning that I met Mr. Precha when I was in Thailand last year, and he invited me to meet you and to talk, to share my experience, my life experience, my job experience. And the only one thing he's mistaken is my English skills, because I'm not perfect, I'm not a good enough speaker, but I will try do my best to introduce you into my world. Okay, so at the beginning, I would like to say that I come from Poland. I was born in the central east of Poland. I do not have any brothers and sisters. I'm the only one. And after the primary and secondary school, I still didn't know what to do in my life. It was not well defined. There was a time I wanted to be a priest because I am a Catholic and I belong to the Catholic Church. So I wanted to be a priest, but after that I thought I will be a teacher because I liked very much learn my friends sitting with them and explain them chemistry, physics, biology, etc. So there was the option also. But finally, my father has got a friend. He was a forester, and one day we met. We met together, and there was a question. So maybe forestry is something for you because you are interested in biology, chemistry. So maybe you can try. And finally, I decided to start forestry studies, and it was about 5 years of quite hard work. But of course, it was a fantastic time. I remember it very well, and it was 5 years of good living. I mean, I met a lot of people, fantastic people. With many of them we are friends up together, up now, and it was a quite important time for me because I left quite small city. It was about 50,000 inhabitants, yeah, and I moved to a big one. It was the city with the full access to a real culture and entertainment, yeah. I mean, like something like the theater, some many cinemas, a lot of pubs, and all the culture, like the architecture, etc., etc. Yeah, so it was really really good time, and that developed me in a good direction, I would say, really, because a big city gives big opportunities, and that's real. I think that's real in the whole world. This is the rule. And okay, and that was 5 years of studying and touching a real life, student's life, I would say. When I finished my studies, it turned out that I was one of third best students on the year, and that gave me a job. Yeah, that guaranteed me a job in state forest in Poland, and that was the beginning of my connection with real forestry, in fact, in practice. And I started working not far away from the city where I studied. It was only 30 kilometers. Yeah, so I found a job there. And what's really interesting, the first day of my job is the 1st May of 2004. So it's, oh my God, it's more than 17 years ago. And why is it so important? Because the same date, Poland, our country, joined the European Union. So, two new history had just begun at that moment. Yeah, I started my job career, let's say, in Poland joined European Union. I will never forget that date for sure. Yeah, and a few words about what I do now. I'm doing many projects. I work in the office. Even I am a forester, but I am a part of the administration, let's say, yeah. And I do some projects. Most of them are linked to educational, ecological education. So this is the first area. The second one is water management. The third one is nature conservation. Yeah. So, but all of these aspects are really linked in between, and they are very interested. It's not a schematic work. It's not a boring work, but every day brings something new. And I prefer to look at the forestry in a wide range, in a wide way. I mean, just like a holistic approach to the forestry, because sometimes when we think narrowly, we do not see what's going around. That's why I like forestry. I like the theory about sustainable forest management, and because of the forestry, in fact, I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Precha, Mrs. Sasima Pam, the group from Thailand, and that's why I'm here where I am now. I have to mention about it because this international cooperation, for me as a forester, began about 7 years ago when we started working on joining the European International Model Forest Network. Yeah, so and in fact we are the only one model forest in Poland. The 7 years ago, it was the international project when in different European countries, new model forests were established. I mean, in Poland, in Sweden, in Finland. It was a very good time. We shared experience visiting our countries, and finally in 2015 we established the first model forest in Poland. We joined international model forest, and that was a good gate to meet other friends from other model forests around the world. I was really interested in this model forest concept because it's there is a lot of to do, not on within the forest, not on the forest, but there is a lot of to do with people. Everywhere in the world, people create the reality, and what must be done is to work with people towards sustainable development, sustainable forest management, sustainable nature resources management, I would say. And this is what we are doing in Poland. We focus on strong pressure on natural resources, a strong pressure on the environment. By different activities, we are trying to reconcile, we are trying to combine different interests, because it's really difficult, and the pressure is really strong. We know the story about the environmental problems nowadays. Yes, so I think it's that's why that must be mentioned. But just let's make a short break, because I will tell you something about my private life, and it's a good moment to show you some pictures. I think that's a good idea. But let me share my screen, and I hope it works. Can you see the picture?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. So few words about my private life, because the guy you see on the picture is me. When I was young, and I love that photos, the surprised face and surprised eyes, and I think that this is the same face I've got today when I see sometimes what's going around in the world. Yeah. This is the kindergarten time, a very good one, as many of you remember the time very well. And this is my mom at that time. Now she lives close to me because she moved from our hometown to the place where I live now. She is divorced, so she is alone. And I am, as I said, I do not have any brother and sister.
Beautiful.
And this is the final class, final stage after secondary school, before I had started studies. And this is my main teacher, chemistry teacher. Yeah, so you can see that. And this is nowadays, this is the surrounding of my office. Beautiful flowers orchid. I wanted to just to show you. Look at the my clothes. This is the official clothes I wear during everyday duties. And some pictures from my job. This is a group of foresters and ornithologists. They hold a big eagle that lives in Poland. And my family, my wife, my two sons, and me during the holiday. This is one of the famous Polish city. This is Gdańsk. I just wanted to show you the picture now, and because we will talk about it later. But I like that picture very much, and you can see the climate, the situation in Poland, and me at the seaside, because Gdańsk is located at the seaside. So you can see me here in that moment. Other picture, a group of foresters, but our very official uniform. Yeah, look at that. Very tight and quite nice uniform. We are proud of, and this is the moment we received special award for our activity. It was a movie festival, and as I said, I'm deeply involved into ecological education. So one of my activity is to preparing movies, short movies for children, and we received a special award for that. And we are very active. This is a group of my friends. We are ready for cycling. And my family in the autumn time, look at the leaves on the trees. The color is not green. And I've got wife, I've got two sons. They are 12 and 14 years old. We live and work in a small city. In fact, it's only 20,000 inhabitants. So it's really small city when we look at Poland. And we love be active. We love reading, listening music. We love traveling. So we really hate staying and sitting at home, and we prefer many different activities, especially traveling. And I think a good example of that activity is my visit in Thailand, because that was, I will just make a digression, but it was the trip of my life. I can say this way. Yeah, that was the trip of my life. And coming back to the autumn time, Polish hobby, mushroom picking. Look at those baskets, and this is a real popular in activity in Poland. And other picture, Christmas time, we've got a Christmas tree in our country. Yeah, so that's, I think, is very interesting cultural aspect also. And winter time, but very rare picture. It's last year, in fact, but we have to say that because of the climate changes, we've got a lack of snow and we've got a lack of water. Yeah, so it's really bad situation, in fact, and I will comment it more later on. But you see the winter time on those pictures, and some kind of tradition, you can see on the pictures when we use those I can't remember the name in English, but you see they are sitting on and holding in hands a real fire. Yeah, this is just to make more lies around. So it's quite interesting, and I will stop that presentation, but I want to show you something more. Still sharing the screen. A short movie. Look at that. That will be more active, I would say. This is the movie we prepared after our holiday last year, and you can see some landscape when we talk about Poland. My two sons and my wife. and we recorded that movie by ourselves and edited by ourselves, and that was a minute, a short movie to show how we spend holiday, how different activities you can do in the forest. Yeah, so cycling. This is the region where we spend our last holidays, and a lot of cycling, but not only. There was also other activities. But look at our forest. Yeah, you can see, you can have some view how it looks like, or one of the example of the architecture left after the Second World War. We will come back to that. And lakes, just very good activity, very nice. We love that also. Yes, so you can see my younger son, and cows somewhere around, and towers you can climb and look around, a beautiful, a picturesque landscape of our country. And also canoeing. We love canoeing. We've got some rivers that are very good for that activities. And my son he loves using camera under the water. So you can see how GoPro records that pictures, and this is our family, I would say, 4-person, and that's the end, and the squirrel, just to say goodbye. Okay, I think that's all. I will come back to stop share. Okay, hello, here I am again. Okay. I started speaking about this what drives my life is, and especially when I speak about job, it's this climate changes, because you know what that means, how many bad things happen in the world because of the climate changes, and many people doubts, and they are not aware of the problem, but this is the fact. And I will just remind one word said by a young 16 years old activist from Sweden. We should be in panic. We really should be in panic when we talk about climate changes and all the aspects that are going on, and the world, and especially politicians should start be more active, because we talk about it a lot. We talk since many years. We've been talking about for years, but that really needs other activities, more activities, especially on the local level. Okay, because time is running, I want to say a few words about Poland. Why is war to come here? Because wait a second, I will share the screen again just to show you few pictures, still worth seeing, I would say. Wait a second. Oh, we've got it. I think that should be there. Yeah, but okay, I've got it. Okay, so few words. Poland has a history that dates back almost 1,000 years. Beautiful architectures, some remnants of Second World War, many castle palaces, and also beautiful nature. Yeah, beautiful nature. And I think no matter why you decide to come to Poland, you will not be disappointed. There are really many places to see and to do. For example, the first picture is Krakow. This is one of the oldest city in Poland. Krakow was already inhabited back in the 7th century, so it was the first capital of Poland. And because the city escaped most of the World War II destruction that fell on other Polish cities, Krakow's old town center still retains its stunning architecture. Like, for example, here on the picture, the Wawel Castle is in very good condition, yeah, and Krakow is a very green city, we can say. It's a home of around 40 urban parks, yeah, so a lot of green areas, and we have to, when we speak about Poland, we have to remember that this is everything what we are talking about. We have to remember about the history, mostly about the Second World War. A lot of places were destroyed by Nazi forces, so that's why still we have to connect those two facts. So when you come to Krakow, you have to visit also the Auschwitz-Birkenau concentration camp, because this is the place where where a huge tragedy took place, and millions of Jewish and millions of Poles and other nationalities were killed there by Nazi forces. So it's really, really dark history of our country. But it's a long story. We could discuss about it a long time, but we do not have enough time at the moment. So if you come to Krakow, you also will visit Tatra Mountains, I would say. Okay, let's look at other places. This is Warsaw, of course. This is Warsaw, the capital of Poland nowadays, the place where president and the government are staying now. And Warsaw was almost 85% destroyed at that moment, and it's really worth seeing to how it was rebuilt, because it was rebuilt perfectly, and using an old plans. City was rebuilt, and it's really similar to the original one. And of course, many museums, even if a lot of items were stolen, we still have gotten a lot of them to see, and the city is really worth to see. And for example, Tatra Mountains, you see the beautiful picturesque landscape, I should say, and this is the highest peak in Poland, 2,500 meters high, and you can climb without a park guide there. Yeah, this is a natural boundary between Poland and Slovakia, so it's really a perfect place to visit, to see. And when you love nature, you will find there some kind of paradise, I would say. Let's move to another one. This is Wrocław city, but there is no enough time to comment it. Białowieża Forest Reserve. Białowieża Forest Reserve. This is a very common place. This is Europe's largest remaining section of the primeval forest, the Białowieża Forest Reserve. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The forest sits on the border between Poland and Belarus. So this is, in fact, a European Union border. Białowieża, that place I'm talking about, is a bird watcher's paradise. And you can join a bird watching tour headed by local ornithologists just to see the forest, just to see birds. But the forest is also home for bison and other large mammals. Okay, let's move to the end. Bieszcza, the mountain, another range, massive range that is also unique because of special meadows, mountain meadows, that only occurs in the Carpathian region, because the valleys and meadows softly slope up and down rather than being too steep. They are perfect designation for hiking. Yeah, so if you want to hike, you can come here to that region, and that's a perfect map. And here we've got another place, not enough time, and Gdańsk. You remember the picture I have already shown you. This is during the day. My picture was at night. This is during the day. So Gdańsk sitting right on a bay on a Baltic Sea, an ancient
ไป
city
ป่า
of
ชุมชนป้องกันกับที่ดินแค่นั้นแหละ
is home to Poland's main seaport. Very nice, very famous city, perfectly preserved after the Second World War, especially the old part of the city. So you can see, and what must be mentioned here at that moment is that in Gdańsk, there is a museum of very modern museum of the Second World War. I think one of the most important place to see in Europe. Even in fact, when you are interested in history, this is really important. And the final picture, look at that. This is a small village in a different part, just to show a contrast, some kind of contrast between, old towns. Just let's move to the village, very famous one. It's best known because of the flower paintings that adorn almost every building in the area. The tradition started over 100 years ago when local women used a mix of powdered dye and milk to cover dirty surface with colorful designs. Today, almost every cottage, fence, and even one church in that village is painted this way, and creates very good atmosphere, and it's really worth seeing, just as an example. And I could talk that long and long, but it's not enough time. That's why this is the moment where I will stop sharing the screen, and I will say that it was a great pleasure for me to make the opportunity to have that speech, and I hope that was a 30 minutes you entered my life, my private and job life, and you could see why Poland is worth visiting, what's interesting, what's important concerning history in my country. And you can feel invited to my country, and every time you need my support, and because Precha has got contact with me, feel invited, and I can arrange many things for you, and that's the end of my story. Thank you very much.
Okay, that's all your presentation, right, Mr. Bator?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very interesting and very wonderful. So it just stimulate me a lot that for visiting visiting Poland, that we plan
Yes,
just to
yes.
go to visit your country soon. So
Nice
like
to
now,
hear that. Nice to hear that. Nice to hear that.
that is great. So like now, I will open the floor for any question that we could directly to you. Okay, you can see that one hand.
Yes.
โอเคเชิญครับเชิญ
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Bator. Your
Good
country is
afternoon.
very beautiful and interesting. I would like to ask you a question. For the next year, if the COVID-19 outbreak has been gone and we would like to visit your country, what is the suitable time to visit Poland?
The situation is not bad, I would say. I see that during this year, especially summer, the boundaries was opened, and I don't know, in fact, what is the situation between other continents. Like for example, from Asia, if you want to come here, but Europeans could travel almost in an unlimited way. Yeah, so it seems that COVID in Europe is we deal with that quite well. So we started the process of vaccination. Yes, also. So I think that maybe this year we are after the summer, so autumn and winter time is not good for visiting that place. But maybe the next year will be a good opportunity, really.
So it means that should be in summer time in Poland, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
That is okay. From any author of interesting place that should be visit like in Warsaw? Could you recommend that? For if we have 1 or 2 days in Warsaw, what should be visited for the tourists from Thailand? Like for example, the museum or the opera house, something like that.
Yes, you know, Warsaw, I would say gives you unlimited opportunities, because this is what I said from this historical aspect. You know, many buildings and many stories about it. On one hand, the other, this is really Warsaw concerning, for example, operas or theaters is the master is the master level, I would say. Yeah, so concerning actors and musicians, etc., it's not a problem to find something interesting depending on your own expectations or whatever. Yeah, so 2 days for Warsaw, I would say, if you go deeply into some subjects, you could even spend there a week. Yeah, so it depends on how much time you've got. You really Warsaw is a very good place to arrange it and to feed your expectation.
Thank you
Great.
very much.
เชิญครับเชิญใครมีคำถามเชิญนะครับเชิญครับเห็นมียกมือเชิญครับคุณสุภัส
afternoon, Mr. I am Pap. I have a question about mushroom. What is this mushroom? What is its name?
You know, we've got a world. This is from botanical way of thinking. That we've got plants, we've got animals, and we've got mushrooms. It's not a plant. Mushrooms is a systematical group. Yeah, this is what you could see on the picture, and we've got the world of mushrooms is a huge one. And in Poland, we've got some species we can use for food. Yeah, we prepare mushrooms in special way, and we just eat them. Yeah, we make some special sauce, some special soups. So mushrooms is a group of living creatures, I would say, like plants, like animals. We've got also mushrooms.
แปลว่าอะไรคะเขาแปลว่าอะไรมั่งหนูแปลไม่ทันแปลไม่ค่อยออก
เขามีเรียกว่าอะไรเห็ดเนี่ยมันมีความหลากหลายมากนะครับ มีทั้งขนาดใหญ่ขนาดเล็กนะครับ แล้วก็เอาไปทำอาหาร
เป็นอย่างซุปเป็นอะไรพวกนี้ใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ก็คือเราจะเห็นในภาพว่ามันใหญ่มากนะเรื่องของ
หนูสงสัยว่ามันชื่ออะไรเขาบอกชื่อหรือเปล่าหนูไม่เห็นได้ยิน
โอเคMr. Bator
Yes, here I am.
Okay, the lady said she would like to know the name in your local, the name of the mushroom, the big one that you show in your slide. How it's called in Polish?
In Polish, to jest this is prawdziwek or borowik. Prawdziwek or borowik.
Prawdziwek. What does it
Prawdziwek,
mean?
yes.
Okay. ยาก Thank you.
Okay, I can see the rising hand. เชิญครับ
สอบถามนะคะ Mr. Bator, can I know about the mushroom? You say the mushroom picking activity. I want to know this is allowed only local people or allowed for the tourists also?
I'm answering. You know, picking mushrooms is legal for everybody generally, because we've got state forests in Poland. The entrance to the forest is open. mostly, yeah, because we've got, let's say, 80% of state-owned forests. So if you come, you also can pick up mushrooms in our country. It's not a problem. But the most important thing is we have to know which mushrooms we can pick up, because many of them can be dangerous for our life. You know, when you eat, you can even die. Yeah, so that's why not everybody goes to forest and pick up mushrooms if you don't know which one is and this and this. So, but generally it's legal for everybody.
Afternoon, Mr. Bator. I want to ask a question.
Thank you so much.
เชิญพี่จิ๋วต่อครับเชิญครับพี่
I want to know about the forest management that your country, how about the management of only the conservation forest or the plantation forest too.
Okay. The situation is that we've got mostly, you know, generally the sustainable forest management. We've got a special forest management plans. So on one hand, we do a clear cuts and plant a new generation, and on the other hand, we've got a nature conservation, and we create special areas that is protected. Yeah. And we do not use them. We do not harvest trees. We do not cut trees. There is no harvesting. Yeah. So the situation is just like we cut trees. We deliver a lot of wood for our country and for Europe also. Yeah. So this is the sustainable forest management. But generally, we do not have plantation, the typical one. Yeah. Like, for example, that we take one species and we just plant it for like, for example, fast growing trees. No, we do not have that in state forest, but in private forest also we do not have any experience, any practice with that.
And what the percent of the private sector to forest plantation?
Could you repeat?
What percent that the private sector plan forest plantation?
No, I think there is, we cannot say about concerns at that moment. Yeah, I would rather say that we think that our way of how we treat forest at that moment, it's really good for nature, and that's why there is no need just at that moment. Yeah, because we deliver wood on the market. The amount of forest is not decreasing, is growing up, because we've got some lands we can plant new forests. Yeah, so that's why we work on forests we've got in our hands at that moment, I would say. Yeah, so maybe there will come times we need to think about the typical plantation, but not at that moment.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
เชิญครับเชิญครับคำถามต่อไปได้เลยครับโอเค next questionฮัลโหลเห็นมีการยกมือนะครับถามได้เลยครับเชิญคุณอารินครับเชิญครับ
When does the summer season come to Poland? Which month? Would you please answer? Answer this time.
Summertime?
Yes, that's right. When does it come?
I think you know it because of the climate changes. It starts very early. I mean, the temperature is going up and reach the level of 20 Celsius degrees even in May. So May, April, May, June, July, August. These are 4 months perfect for visiting Poland. May is also a good month to start visiting, especially after, let's say, the second part of this month. Yeah, generally we speak that the you know, when we look at the calendar, we find that in May, June is the month when we look at the calendar. But when we speak about sightseeing, May, June, July, August is very good.
You recommend May to June, that's right.
Yes, June definitely is recommended. Yes, because it's not holiday time in Poland, so it's not very crowded. Cities are not crowded. Yeah, because July and August can be crowded, especially this year. You know, after COVID-19, you know, everyone is in the city having a holiday. Yeah, so it was cities were crowded.
Thank you.
So one of the very interesting place that people know very well is Auschwitz concentration camp. So how far it is from Warsaw if you would like to travel to see the Auschwitz concentration camp?
It's far away because it's more than 300 kilometers. You know, that's why I talk. That's why I said that Auschwitz is good when we visit Krakow. Yeah, so from Krakow it's about 2 hours traveling and it's okay. But from Warsaw I think it's more than 4 hours traveling one way, and so it could be really difficult to arrange that one-day trip from, you know, from Warsaw to Auschwitz and come back, or maybe early morning and late evening when you take a bus, when you take a coach. Yeah, but it's quite far away.
You mean Krakow is better?
When you wanna see Auschwitz, for sure. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I see the picture that you showed. I thought that your big country are there traffic jam in your big country?
I think that it's you know, when you travel main roads, of course you can meet the situation like traffic jams. Yeah, but generally I think that the net of roads is quite well developed. Yeah, so there are some main roads, and the country is divided into some parts, and so it shouldn't be a problem that will destroy, for example, sightseeing. Yeah, I would say that way. Even if you stop in a moment, the move of you know, when you travel is quite well.
It's the same in a big country, in other country.
You know, I think it's no. I was in Asia, so that for me, that, you know, like Bangkok, for example, it was something what I you know, I cannot even imagine. Yeah, so it's not for sure the situation like your big Asian cities, for sure. It's completely different. Even if we look at Warsaw, Krakow, Gdańsk, we cannot even compare that. Really, this is the way how we move. Even if we've got a lot of people. So, but we are distributed, let's say, along the whole countries. Yeah. So we when you look at the big cities, Asian big cities, do not compare that to our Polish cities for sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hello.
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 Hello. Good afternoon, Mr. Bator.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, I hear you. I hear you very well.
Yes. I'm Suwana from Forestry Research and Development Office. May I ask you some question about wood production? I would like
Yes.
to know what is the main species for wood production in Poland?
Okay, the main, more than 70% is a Scots pine, Pinus sylvestris in Latin, Scots pine. Yeah, this is the most common tree in Poland. After that, we've got oak, Quercus, oak, and also beech. Beech, so it's fagus in Latin, fagus, so beech, and spruce also. Yeah, spruce is also common, especially in the mountain part, because after the Second World War, we planted spruce almost everywhere. I mean, Picea habeas, yeah, Picea habeas. So, but Scots pine, Pinus sylvestris definitely dominates.
You mean all these species you bring to do the wood production, right?
Yes, exactly.
And what is the main product from this species, the wood product?
You know, it's like we produce around wood, yeah, around wood in different dimensions. Yeah, this is prepared for the market, but after that, we use them for different for construction. But we as a Poland, we are famous from furniture. So many wood is used for furniture. Yeah, also for doing paper. Yeah, so as you know, as typical way how we use it. Yeah, but we are on the top when we speak about furniture production in Europe, in fact.
Mm-hmm. And when you do for the wood furniture, did you have some problem with the insect to attack your product?
No,
Can you tell me what is?
I understand. You know, this is the moment when we speak about insects. The problem is at when you know, in a forest, in a stand. Yeah, when we speak about furniture, it's not a problem. They, you know, let's say 100 years old furniture can have some signs of insects activity. Yeah, if it was not impregnant, if it was not covered by a special, you know, special oil or a special material. I don't know how to say that, but but when we speak about furniture, there is no problem with insects. But when we speak about forest, because of climate changes, there is a huge problem with insects.
Okay, that means your product no need to use for the wood protection, right?
It's, you know, it's not exactly like that. It is preserved on some way, you know. It is preserved. It's, for me, it's difficult to explain that in English, but of course we use some chemical. We fill wood before on some stage of production, and after that it's safe. But you know, nowadays no one talk about using just a natural wood. Maybe somewhere, you know, in a very small village, you buy and you do it on your own purposes. But generally in factories, every wood is impregnant on some way, is filled, is covered with special chemical substance just to preserve it. Yes, so that's why maybe I said there is no problem with insects, because it's normal just nowadays in the production process.
Oh, okay. Is that mean that product is already preserved by chemical, right?
Yes.
Okay, I understand it. Thank you very much, Mr. Bator.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
So, Mr. Bator, what time is it in Poland right now?
10:30. 10:30.
Oh, it's quite early morning, but it's nearly lunch.
Yeah, that's why I have to come back to work.
It's okay. Okay. I can see the raising hand from one. So เชิญครับเชิญคำถามได้เลยครับ
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Bator.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Okay. Yes, I have some question from last question just now. I truly interest about woodworking from from Poland. Yes, I just want. Can you explain for the technology of woodworking in Poland or special technique or limited technique or technology you can share or explain about that for me? Yeah.
I'm afraid that I will not answer that question probably perfectly, because on one hand I am a forester and fully engaged in the forest management. Yeah, so we can talk about the forest management, but I'm not involved in the processes concerning wood production and wood when we use wood on the further stage. Yeah, so it's unfortunately I will not answer that question, and probably it would be also difficult because of the language. Yeah, so I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay, another question for me is I would like to know if the Thai officers would like to study for more degree, like master degree and PhD in terms of forest management. Do you recommend that what university that should be suitable for the Thai officers to study? I mean, for international program teaching in English.
Okay, I'm not. I don't know the wide situation about the science. I know that we've got 3 universities. It's Warsaw, Poznań, and Krakow. So Warsaw and Krakow, the cities. I didn't mention Poznań. It's my university. I studied. So 3 universities, and that matter should be checked, because I think that Warsaw is a good one for sure. Yeah, Warsaw has got the possibility to take foreign students, Thai students, for some kind of exchange. Yeah, but I don't know about something about programs and about the possibilities in fact. Yeah, so I know I don't even know the examples in fact. We had European exchange for sure, but I don't know on that scale, like from Asia, to study, because I know that we had some events like UFRO meetings or something like this, and young foresters, young students come from many different parts of the world for sure. But how long programs like this and to whom they are prepared, it's difficult for me to explain.
Okay, that's fine, because as far as I know, the Warsaw University is a world-class university as well. And one of my senior friends that he graduated from Warsaw University for the genetic management for his PhD. So I think it's possible for the Thai officers that if they would like to go to study in Poland.
Okay, because this is what I said. I've got the experience, especially with master degrees. Yeah, this is the level. The PhD one is really I'm not good at. I do not have enough knowledge about it.
Okay, that's great. คำถามเพิ่มเติมไหมครับจะถามคุณบัตเตอร์อีกไหมครับ Any question from the floor? Okay, I can see another raising hand. Okay, เชิญถามได้ครับ
Good morning, sir. Mr. Bator, can you hear me?
Good morning. I can hear very well. Good morning.
Okay, that's good signal. Okay, I would like to ask you that what happened to those eagle you and you guys are holding?
Okay, you know, this is there are some actions with the ornithologists, like when eagle has got a young bird still sitting in the nest, they climb up and they put a special ring on the part of its legs. This is the special ring with the number, the name. They bring the bird down. They put them on weight. They measure them different parts, like you know, everything like wings, legs, etc., etc. And this is some kind of monitor. A white-tailed eagle, because this is the name in English, white-tailed eagle. And after that, they put the bird back to the nest. Yeah, and you know, after a few years, ornithologists can observe birds using binoculars, and they can read the number that was written on the ring. And you know, that gives you the information in the central systems, how you know which way birds are flying, where they are flying, etc., etc. Because ornithologists observe birds around Europe. Yeah, so we can know what's the way how they move. I mean birds.
Okay, that is so cool. That is it the thing that I would like to know, and I feel it is so very interesting. Yes, sir.
This is some kind of cooperation between the practice and science, yeah, because generally scientists are looking for information like the way how to measure birds and all the other aspects, yeah. So it's this is the practical connection between the connection between practice and theory.
That's very cool, sir. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. Hello, Mr. Precha. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we will wait for Mr. Precha, but for me, if you do not have any more questions, it's very good time to be here and to talk to you. But unfortunately, I've got next appointment and other daily task, and really that was the last question, and I will have to leave our meeting in a moment. I'm really sorry. Maybe Mr. Precha can arrange another meeting also if we want to discuss more.
Okay, Mr. Bator, I'm Pam.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Okay, I think maybe Mr. Pisha is not available right now. So if no questions, I'm on behalf of IFD, I would like to say thank you so much for your time and for your sharing your experience for us. We know a lot about Poland, so wish to see you again in a meet person next time. Okay, thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much. Thank you very much for those words, and I hope to see you also again, you and your team. And I feel invited to Poland. If not, I'm waiting to come back to Thailand for sure, because I was so impressed. Asia culture, that it's like, the best experience in my life. So thank you once again, and yes, and I will just leave the meeting.
Okay,
So
thank you.
goodbye. Goodbye.
See ya.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much.
See you next time.
ขอบคุณมาก
Goodbye.
สแกนออกกันด้วยนะคะ ขอบคุณค่ะ